smashed him.
You what? What the hell?
I get no bitches.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, baby mamas, baby daddies, people without jobs, people with jobs, and even those in between furloughed or if you got COVID. What is going on? You are listening to your boy and your sis for returning for the very first time in I think a month or two.
Gosh, forever.
It's been a minute. I've been on break, but it is what it is. You know this is your destination of chaos, ladies and gentlemen. It is your purveyor of mischief, Gresh, joined once again by the Queen of Rebels, Suela the Bandit,
Hey, y'all.
and this is the Gresh Unleashed podcast. You know, the place where we talk the talk, we walk the walk, and we don't care about the outcome because we're a bunch of smart, educated assholes.
Yeah, be like that.
But it's been a minute since we've seen the Queen of Rebels. Catch everybody up to speed on what's been going on in your life.
Okay, so before we even do that, I'm so happy y'all just don't even know. Okay, first of all, let's talk about WrestleMania. I got a chance to do that. That was so much fun. I had a blast. Oh my god, I'm still like, I'm a little starstruck, just a little bit, because I saw almost everybody from all the people I saw watching when I was a kid to now. So I was pretty much happy about that. I did get a chance to see Roman. I got a chance to meet him too, so that was fun, which shocked me because I'm like, I'm at work. I was like, I mean, I can say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I can speak because, you know, we all trying to eat our food. I'm not going to bombard nobody.
Wait, you met them while they was eating?
Yeah, like we all did. Like it was only like a certain amount of like people that I was working with, and like we met like them and everything. So like it was fun. I had a blast. I had so much fun. I got that out the way. Then Nick Cannon's wilding out right after that, and I was like, you know what, y'all, I gotta take a nice little vacay because all of that.
Gotta take a nap.
Traveling and all that. That's a lot. So, other than that, it's been great. I don't know who else is a Looney Tunes fan besides me, but it is the 80th anniversary of Tweety Bird.
I grew up, so I stopped being a fan when I turned 12. So
I still love my show.
Sorry,
it
can't relate.
Comes out of me. The kid in me still comes out. Let's see.
I can't relate.
I got a chance to see Doctor Strange. That was a pretty good movie.
Oh yeah, I saw it for free.
It was great. It was great. I want to say maybe I did finish Bel Air finally. Oh God, it's gonna be forever.
Let's hope it's a season 2 because you know.
Yes, I hope so.
The slap might change that. You know, the slap that people still talking about to this day.
Yeah.
It's been 40 days and 40 nights and people are still talking about that slap. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, y'all, like, come on, get over it.
God said on the 7th day, take a rest. It's been 40 days. You should be in the slumber by now. Why are you still talking about it?
I can't.
But ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already, I got to give a shout out to our Patreon backers, our Patreon pledges. We got some new people that have been popping in and out. I don't know if it's from the podcast or from the main Gresh channel. But if you're over on Patreon, patreon.com/Gresh Digital, thank you for your support and thank you for always doing your thing. And also, speaking of Patreon, we got, because I know you guys will probably try to skip this if you're listening on GreshUnleashed.com tomorrow or whenever you listen to the audio format. You're obviously going to skip past this, but don't skip it. We got new episodes of Watch Vibe. They will be coming back soon. I just gotta get some things sorted out with the distribution behind the scenes. Once that is taken care of, then those episodes will be coming back. And also, if you haven't already, while Suela was away, your boy Gresh was out and playing. And I got the vibe because speaking of vibe, I got my boy BDE. Brandon does everything on the podcast. Me and him was two Southern gentlemen is what I like to call it because we were both a bunch of assholes just chilling. And I was more of the asshole. He was the perfect gentleman.
I tripped out.
But if you have not listened to that interview, it is available now wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and it's on YouTube as well. We talked about Mandy Rose because for those of you who don't know, his channel and his following has been synonymous with Mandy Rose because I guess it became like we talked about it on the show, but it became a meme because he was out here. I guess he liked the post on Mandy's IG, and then his followers just turned it into a whole thing. So
Oh God.
So it became a meme. It's just like when me and Nikita Lyons for some reason because I had a moment because it caught me off guard. Like having a moment of weakness on her debut, and then ever since people just said, "Oh, hey girls, you checked out Nikita?" No, I did not. The more I see her, the more I'm not interested. The more y'all tag me in her, I don't even care anymore. It's getting it's like I play along, but it's like, bro, for shoot. If you want to talk wrestling terms for shoot, I've seen better.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Whoa.
But I'm not about to go out here and just and bash anybody. But
Right.
yo, if you new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube, or make sure you hit that follow button if you're listening to us on Twitch. If you miss the live stream of anything you're doing, make sure you check us out every Thursday. Well, when we can go live, Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wherever you listen to your wherever YouTube, Facebook. Shout out to my Facebook people because I don't even know y'all still follow me too. Facebook people, shout out to y'all too. Yeah, we got you. We got you covered.
Yes.
But today we don't have nobody in the chat because it's been a minute. I'm pretty sure people are like, "Hey, it's been a minute. I gotta get used to y'all. It's been a minute since y'all been back live. Hey, it's not my fault. My bad. But anyway, you might as well go ahead and try to move on with the show. Go ahead and try to. Did you catch Raw?
Yeah, I caught Raw.
But before we get to Raw, we might as well just go ahead and
Y'all see my eyes just
talk about this. Talk about this.
Mm.
Talk about this.
Mhm,
Talk
mhm,
about
mhm,
this.
mhm,
You
mhm.
know, our favorite tag team, Boss and Glow, Sasha Banks and Naomi. They
That sounds
walked.
like a clothing line. I'm sorry.
Boss and Glow.
Yeah, Boss and Glow.
They got a new shirt that was actually the most a fire T-shirt
Mm-hmm.
that WWE shop put out in literally I feel like a decade because all these shirts recently has been ass cheeks.
Oh Lord. Yep, I said it's on like a clothing line.
But yeah, they walked. They took some
Yeah, they
people like to
took
say
off.
they took their ball and went home. They said enough is enough. It's time for a change. Shout out Owen Hart with that nice little callback. But hey man, what are your thoughts on this situation? Do you even know everything that happened? Like you know what was reported and all that stuff, or do you need me to pull up some reports?
I mean, we could do both because when I was watching Raw, all I saw was it was supposed to be, I want to say
The six pack challenge.
the 6 women tag match, and then all of a sudden at the end, it ended up being Oscar versus Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch, get on Adam Pearce and was like, "Oh well, Naomi and Sasha they walked out, la 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 la," like they.
I thought it
I was
was
like,
when
"Whoa!"
when I heard it first, I thought it was like you know how they like to say, oh, they like to they I thought it was because I'm used to WWE changing their main events like crazy.
Oh well, yeah.
Like I'm
I
used
was
to them.
like, okay.
They were like, oh, okay, so they just thought because when I first saw it, I'm like, in my mind, like when I first saw them announced, I'm like, why are two SmackDown? Because technically they're on SmackDown. Why are two
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown stars
On Raw.
contending for a singles Raw Women's title? So I'm like, maybe they changed their tune and they're gonna be like, well, then I'm like, nope, that was a shoot. They went home.
They
they
like, we
said
out.
they said see you.
Mm-hmm. Just up and left.
But they left and then on of course Fightful Select they actually covered it. So uh shouts out Fightful Select with this. They got an official statement from WWE. They said when Sasha Banks and Naomi arrived at the arena this afternoon, they were informed of their participation in the main event of tonight's Monday Night Raw, that being May 16th. During the broadcast, they walked into WWE Head of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis' office with their suitcase in hand, placed their tag team championship belts on his desk, and walked out. They claimed they weren't respected enough as tag team champions, and even though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct their match. So this is where they contradict themselves when you look at this statement. If during the broadcast they supposedly slammed the titles on his desk, they wouldn't have 8 hours to rehearse a match.
True.
That means it happened before the show. And if my memory isn't shot, or if I wasn't too high at the time, I'm pretty sure they didn't advertise this match until the show started. Because I didn't see nothing on Twitter or Instagram promoting this match, a 6-pack challenge. So that means you knew well in advance before you advertised this match that they was gone. That they was out of here. So something ain't right.
Yeah.
Something ain't right. Y'all contradicting yourself. Yeah, y'all looking kind of foolish.
And that's what I like. That's what kind of like, in a way, I was just like, okay, so if they working, why are they working on Raw? If anything, for just that day, like
women's tag team champions, they are, so you can know.
Oh well,
they can appear on both shows.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So even if they were on Raw, they would still work. They worked Raw last week, so that's what I'm saying. They can work whichever show. But my brain was like, why are they in this match? Because so basically WWE just put out a whole statement basically saying that they were unprofessional because they walked out. And as the night progressed, and then as I guess Fightful and all that stuff and other outlets started getting news and all that stuff, they was basically, I'm actually pull it up, but let me get your thoughts on this entire situation up until this point. Yeah. Let me get your thoughts on your situation up until this point while I pull up this article so I can actually get details, because normally we don't do articles.
No, we don't. We
really
don't.
But I want to make sure, I want to get all my teeth, because Sasha Banks and Naomi, them I rock with them.
Those are my girls. Like,
I rock with them, so I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure, because I'm not like all these people on social media that just be following these people. I'm like, they ain't got nothing to do with me, so I gotta make sure.
So I gotta know what's going on.
I gotta make sure I'm correct, because if I'm not, then yeah. So if you're listening in audio format, we're doing all this stuff while we're we live in this piece.
We try.
I gotta make sure.
I'm like, oh, okay.
like hold up, like
what are we doing? That was me. Like, I was like, what are we doing? We not gonna have it. We are gonna have it. Then I done heard this other stuff in between with them, like, like you mentioned before, like the 8-hour thing. And I was like, what?
8 hours? Okay. But it's during the show. If it was during the show, they wouldn't have 8 hours. They would have an hour to script the match. So that means you just contradicted yourself.
It's like, yeah, I need to know what's going on.
See, these people be contradicting.
That's sus to me.
All right, so someone on Twitter, I guess they're followed by Naomi, as well as it's I don't know, I don't have their name, but it says security at Jocelyn's Cabaret. That's their actual name, not the @ name.
Oh, look, I'm sorry.
Do you know that person?
Okay, keep going. No, I don't know that person, but that little Jocelyn Cabaret thing.
I don't know. I don't follow this stuff, so I'm like, you know more stuff than I do. But I'm guessing they're followed by Naomi. So apparently this person knows them, and they, I guess they have a little conversation with them. So take this with a great assault, because until I hear from the actual people, like Sasha and Naomi's side, I'm not finna take this as face value. But he said this. He said, you are approached in February as being put in a tag team after both being promised big feuds at WrestleMania. So they're going all the way back to WrestleMania. You bite the bullet and put everything you got into being a tag team. It works. You get over, win the titles at Mania, and become merch pushers, which is true. They was selling merch like crazy. 5 weeks into your reign, you show up to live TV ready to work. You are told you will be in the main event, and you are happy. You're like, okay, you are both then told that one of you will be going over from pinning the other. You have questions why that decision was made and how it helps y'all. You request a meeting with your boss to discuss it. Your boss takes the meeting and everything's actually going well. He understands your concerns, which is true. They're tag team champions. The meeting ends well and the match is told to be reconstructed. For some reason, producers get mad about it. You then ask with one of your members going over what happens to your titles. You're told basically that you will be just carrying the belts. They want you to use both to help both women's champions get more over. Basically, they were building to Bianca versus Naomi and Sasha versus Ronda.
Oh.
So they was basically gonna compete them on SmackDown.
They're gonna keep letting them keep going,
but no.
until...
When I saw that part, I said, "This is the dumb part right here. Why is Naomi competing for the Raw Women's title when she's on SmackDown?"
Right.
And that was and this is when I was sober, because when I'm sober, logic starts bringing into my brain. When I'm drunk or when I'm high watching wrestling, I don't care about all that because I'm like, okay. But when you try to sit there and actually look back, you be like, what? Why is she competing? Because if you pull up WWE.com, both of them are on SmackDown. So it's like, why is she competing for Raw, for the Raw Women's title? So basically, he continued, because this is a whole thread. Neither one of you will win the solo title. So basically, you're putting the singles champions over. Like with Bianca, I understand because she just won the title. Ronda, if she would have lost the title, I wouldn't have batted an eye. And you won't defend your tag titles until Money in the Bank. Keep in mind, Money in the Bank is in July.
Right.
So that means they won't be defending their title all of June. You asked for another meeting with your boss, but this time you are being called spoiled. It was reported that the person who called them spoiled was, of course, the man who is the ultimate dick rider, Bruce Pritchard. So, yeah, that was that. So a producer walks away screaming. So I'm pretty sure that was one of them old heads, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't nobody new who understand the business. He comes back and tells both of you to fix your attitudes. That sounds like an old head.
Yeah,
it sounds like an old head. Y'all have a brief meeting amongst yourselves and decide to stand up for yourselves. You go to another boss and make it clear you just have concerns. You ask, why are we even in the match, and why aren't other women in it? I'm going to get to that in just a second because I have a thought on that. You ask why your titles have no stories for 2 months, because they have no story for the rest of this month and into June. So that means July. That means you have 2 months of nothing. You're just carrying a prop. Again, you are met with fix your attitudes. So after one final meeting with yourselves and asking others, you make the ultimate decision as a team. It's sad how one side is trying to create a effed up narrative. And before you jump in this thread, understand I ain't never lied on Trinity Fatu and won't start now. So this is where I'm about to make them sound completely stupid. Not Naomi and Sasha. I'm talking about WWE from a creator's point of view. You have women's tag team champions, right? You have them. You make this promise of them being a part of, like, you're gonna try to rebuild the division, this, that, and the third, and then you go and put them in a 6-pack challenge to determine the number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship. You know who could have been in that match? The Judgment Day's Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. They have a feud.
They do.
The purpose of the Judgment Day is for Edge for his Edge and his followers to be the very best. How would you consider yourself the very best? By becoming the Raw Women's Champion. So what you do, I'm talking slow because apparently being logical or being creative is easily inept when it comes to certain people. When you put those two together, and if you don't even want them, put it this way, they probably don't even want Rhea Ripley or Liv Morgan to win. You can have AJ Styles and Finn Balor get involved on Liv's behalf, and you have Edge and Damian Priest get involved on Rhea Ripley's behalf, and that eliminate them two from the match. And then during the match, you could have had the same outcome that you had on Raw. Spoiler alert: Asuka won, defeated Becky Lynch. You could have still had the six. You. It's like if you would have thought this, you could have had.
Just take the time out and
you could have legitimately eliminated all of this. It would have been no shitstorm on social media. It wouldn't have been no unprofessionalism, because it wouldn't have happened. You would, and then if you wanted to keep Nikki Cross or Nikki ASH and Piper Niven Doudrop in the match, you could have easily had Sasha Banks and Naomi interfere or start a feud with them.
Right.
Because here's how my brain works. You know how this company likes to do first time ever type stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Have they ever had a women's tag team Hell in a Cell?
No, they have not. And that sounds actually pretty smart.
Duh!
Like, no, for real. Like, when I
You
think
mean
about it,
to
it's like,
tell me
y'all didn't think this through.
You literally could have. It's a long gap between Hell in a Cell and now. You could have legitimately had Sasha, even if the roles were reversed and they just had to have Sasha Banks and Naomi in this, you could have easily pitched them, say, hey, we're going to have Doudrop and Pipe, and I'm saying like stupid people, Doudrop and Nikki Cross cost you this match, and it's going to and she's going, and they're going to attempt to injure the one of you, and it's going to cause a heated feud to go into Hell in a Cell, and we're going to announce in 2 weeks while you recover the first ever women's tag team championship Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, like
I just literally saved you a whole month of creative for those women's tag team titles. That easy. And I'm not even a creative writer. I create gaming content for WWE 2K Universe Mode, and that's literally, I just came up with that literally just like that,
off the
top of the dome. I don't even have no notes in front of me. I don't even have a pitch in front of me. I literally just came up with a way for you to do that.
Like, let's do this.
Like, let's do this. That could have been a way to like, because they got this little story built in where Pipe or Doudrop is like, are you going to take this serious? Are you ready to take this serious? Like, she's trying to hype Nikki Cross up. Hell in a Cell could be the way for her to take it serious.
Yep.
When they want to win, though, if they could be on the, even if you took the title off of Sasha Banks and Naomi, that could have been a way for Nikki Cross to snap out of Nikki ASH and back into Nikki Cross.
Uh-huh.
And the visual of Nikki snapping would have been chef's kiss. And none of this would have happened.
Freaking genius.
I didn't even think that hard, bro. I'm just that's because I paid attention to the show. I took whatever story y'all trying to tell, and I actually extended it and not going from week to week.
Man, why do these people not think these things?
Y'all got a million writers on y'all staff.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all didn't take the time out to just sit back and be like, okay, how about we try this way? How about we approach it from this angle?
You're like, oh, they got
nobody said anything.
They got an attitude. Like, bro, it ain't about attitude. Like, this is what happens when you're trying to be creative in a company that does not want to be creative. If you're going through writer's block, just say that.
Say that.
We all have it. I have it. I have it to this day. It be times where I be wanting to go to sleep because I got writer's block. So it's like, no, it ain't that hard to come up with that type of scenario. You could have made them happy because Sasha, she's been in 3. Was it 3? I think it was 3. Yeah, she was in the first one. She was with Becky and with Bailey. So she was in 3 Hell in a Cells. Naomi has never been inside Hell in a Cell.
No.
You legitimately could have written off one of them, or you could have written off Sasha to kind of give her a little break and let Naomi build this story up. And you could have legitimately used Naomi to her fullest potential to build this story up. Because that woman can cut a promo. I don't care what nobody say, that woman can cut a promo. So it's like, hey, I literally just saved y'all drama.
Just talking about it, like,
I just literally saved y'all drama. I legitimately just saved y'all drama, dog.
Like, it's like a huge weight being lifted if somebody would have just said the exact same thing.
Like, hey, if you would have thought long term, you'd be like, wait a minute, we've never had a women's tag team title inside Hell in a Cell.
Naomi has never been in Hell in a Cell.
So let's build this story up to where she's intimidated by stepping in. But Sasha's like, yo, we got this. I got a plan. But there's so many different stories you can tell with this into building to that, to where you could have waited until the final episode of Raw or SmackDown and have Naomi snap, say, let's do it. And then it's a whole lot brawl. And then you could have did the whole cheesy WWE thing where they like to lower the sell to kind of give you a tease or whatever.
Yeah.
You could have lowered the sell and just let them brawl to kind of give you a final tease. Boom, there's your main event. Because let's be real, Roman Reigns ain't gonna be on Hell in a Cell.
Nope.
That could have been your main event. You could have put Sasha and Naomi inside Hell in a Cell in the main event. You could have finally took the Raw the tag team titles serious. Because let's be real, outside of Sasha and Naomi, what has those tag team titles been doing before them? Yeah, on Carmella and Zelina as props.
Yeah, really.
Because it was at one point where there was no team, because every team broke up because you broke, like, and that's another thing. There's no tag team division. There's legitimately no tag team division. You had Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, they broke up. Carmella and Zelina, they broke up. The only team you did have was Nikki, Doudrop, Sasha, and Naomi, and they're all makeshift. And I literally just told you guys how to create a story. In how long have we been live? 26 minutes.
Yeah.
You talking about scripting a match for 8 hours? I literally just told you how to make everybody
really
happy.
In 20 minutes, actually.
Yeah. I just told you how to make everybody happy. Come on now.
See, now I want to wrestle, but now I don't.
Like, oh no, I tell people this all the time. I'm gonna step in. I'm gonna step in.
I want to so bad.
But the one thing I always tell people is, like, don't do it. Like, cause I told Highlight this. I'm like, if I do make it, my style isn't going to fit WWE. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. I just know that for a fact.
And it's not because of the politics or nothing behind the scenes. I'm literally too uncensored for it to.
Yeah, it's like to really be told what to do.
I'll be like, no, I'm good.
Okay, you do that. I do what I want.
And if I do go, it'll be like, I'm telling you this right now. If WWE put a contract in front of me, it'll literally be for the money.
Yeah, like pretty much. Cause but my thing is this, I'm like, y'all should already know this by now. Y'all knew what y'all was gonna get when you put the contract in front of me.
Yeah,
we shouldn't have to have this conversation.
Have you not seen my footage? I've seen you my highlight reel. I've seen you my highlights. If I'm not smoking, I'm taking somebody's head off
gosh.
I'm taking somebody's head off with a knee,
like,
or a lariat.
Y'all ain't met me. Like, come on, you should already know by now. I'm not gonna
what's up, Card? I see you in the chat. I'm gonna get to your question in just a second. But yeah. Man, I'm trying to tell y'all that's pretty much. But before we move on, we gotta hear, because I know some people was kind of upset with Naomi's former tag team partner, Cameron. What's her real name? Ariane Andrew. Yeah, she was a guest on SE Scoops.
Okay, I did not see that. I'm sorry.
She was on that. And instead of me going for a transcript, I actually just said, how about I pull up the actual interview and see what she says. But this is a courtesy of SE Scoops on YouTube. I guess we can see what she got to say, because apparently she had a lot to say. And I guess I think some people are not exactly happy with what she had to say.
What you got to do hair now?
That's been a thing.
It's like, I know, like I see, but I was like, oh, no, she got color.
Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to the show. I am Steve, and the wrestling world is upside down and inside out. I'm going to show you what it's all about, because on today's episode, I have Ariane Andrew with me, formerly known as Cameron of the Funkadactyls. How you doing today?
I am living my best life.
That's good to hear. That is good to hear. But today,
she's living her best life.
Upside down because your former tag team partner Naomi and Sasha Banks, according to online and the WWE, they walked out during an episode of Monday Night Raw. I have the actual post from the WWE's website they posted last night during the show, because once the story broke online with all the wrestling websites, well, the WWE had to get their word in too. And let me read it and then we'll discuss it, shall we? When Sasha Banks and Naomi arrived at the arena this afternoon, they were informed of their participation in the main event of tonight's Monday Night Raw. Now, the main event of Raw was supposed to be Becky Lynch and Asuka, Doudrop, Nikki ASH, Sasha Banks, and Naomi. The winner gets to fight Bianca Belair at Hell in a Cell. So that was supposed to be the main event. Now, during the broadcast, they walked into WWE Head of Talent Relations, John Laurinaitis' office, with their suitcases in hand, placed their tag team championship belts on his desk, and walked out. They claimed they weren't respected enough as tag team champions, and even though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct their match, they claimed they were uncomfortable in the ring with 2 of their opponents, even though they've had matches with those individuals in the past with no consequences. Monday Night Raw is a scripted live TV show whose characters are expected to perform the requirements on their contract. We regret you are unable to deliver as advertised tonight's main event.
Hold on. Them being regretful of not being able to push out a match that they advertised when they made a literally career for Monday Night Raw to change advertised main events mid-show. Come on, man. Come on. I was born at night, but not last night.
So there's a lot to go in there. The one big one is they mentioned they were uncomfortable. Sasha Banks and Naomi, they were uncomfortable going in the ring with 2 of the wrestlers, but they've wrestled all the women in that match. So who are they talking about?
I mean, I don't know. Do you want to rename the people who they were going to be in the match with?
Yes.
Let's replay
At least pretend like you watched the show now. Come on.
Asuka.
Okay. Asuka. Okay.
Nikki, ASH, and Doudrop. So that's the 4 women, and apparently out of those 4, 2 of them are the reason that Sasha Banks and Naomi felt uncomfortable. Now, this is from WWE.com. We do not know Sasha Banks and Naomi's story. All we're getting online is random wrestling websites who sometimes are right, sometimes are wrong on information. So I'm not going to ever report what they say because I'm not sure if that's true. The company is saying that the women have had an issue with 2 of the wrestlers. Who could they be?
So I'm going to drop some tea right now.
God.
Where's your tea?
What's the tea?
Right here.
What's the tea? That's Red Bull.
Red Bull. I'm gonna switch this up on you.
He like
You're gonna become like the person chilling. I'm gonna become the host.
Okay.
What are your thoughts about Naomi and Sasha having the titles but not having a storyline? What are your thoughts? They got this. They got these titles. They become the first Black women to ever hold the titles in history. No storyline. What are your thoughts about what's happening? Do you think that they deserve what they just did? Do you think that they should not have done what they did? I want to hear your thoughts.
I think, unfortunately, sometimes when you work somewhere and your manager asks you to do something, there is a risk of you saying no to your manager.
Yeah.
Clearly, this is that risk of saying, I'm good, I don't want to do what you have planned for me, and you walked out. In a normal job, if you walked out, you would be probably laid off, or they might bring you back and have you sit down and take some seminars.
Totally.
In the WWE, though, we have seen in the past people have burned bridges left and right, and they have been brought back because business is business. If it's not about the company, it's about the fans. If the fans want Sasha and Naomi back, they will come back. If fans don't want them back, well, guess what? The company doesn't want them back either. So in reality,
that is not true, but okay.
Probably not. But again, I'm not Sasha and I'm not Naomi. So I have no idea what circumstances they were put into previously to this. Now, I've talked to you before, and I mentioned how, it seemed to me that the most logical situation after Royal Rumble when you were there was to have the Funkadactyls reunite to fight for the women's tag team titles.
That's news to me.
To get the action figure up there. That didn't happen. The rumor online, when I interviewed Sasha Banks, I asked her, were you supposed to fight Charlotte at WrestleMania? And she threw shade at Charlotte Flair and said, why would I want that when I have these tag team titles? So there's a lot going on.
What else is she supposed to say?
It might be Sasha was supposed to fight Charlotte at WrestleMania, and Naomi was supposed to fight Sonya Deville because she had a storyline with her as well. Those didn't go as planned. They got the tag team titles, and suddenly they're like, okay, we're going to take a bad situation and try to make it better. But then everyone around them is trying to make their situation worse by not having the titles defended on pay-per-views, and of course setting up the scenario where 2 tag team champions are going to be involved in individual competition and lose. That does not look good for either Sasha Banks or Naomi. So I don't know what happened, but all I know is if I was in that situation, I'd probably be a little upset.
I hear you. I'm going to just chime in.
She's a kiss ass, so of course she hears you.
Because you know what? I feel like you deserve it. And I'm going to give you a great fucking interview. Excuse my language. What happened, I think I'm just gonna remove Sasha because Sasha's done this before. Sasha's a great athlete. Let me not get this twisted because I don't want fans coming for me.
So before we let that finish, Sasha's done this before. The first time she left was because she was filming Star Wars.
Right.
The second time she legitimately left, or the first time she legitimately left, was because she was burnt out. She wanted her release. And Vince said, no, we're going to send you home. If you watch the WWE Evil, or if you watch the Stone Cold podcast.
I watched a little bit of it, but I'm going to watch the whole thing.
I'm talking about if you didn't even have to watch all that. If you watch the Stone Cold podcast.
With the Broken Skull session?
Yeah, she said it. She like, wow. I was burnt out. She needed a break. So to throw that in her face because she took a mental health break, whoever is throwing that in her face, with all due disrespect, fuck you. Right. But the second time she left was because of Star Wars. She had to film The Mandalorian. So she's only walked out twice. Once was because she was burnt out, and the second time because of a legitimate obligation. So people who throwing that in her face, shut up. Continue.
She's definitely deserved. Like, she's a great wrestler. She's a great character. She does what she has to do. My girl Naomi, she wouldn't do this. And I feel like she wouldn't do this unless she had someone manipulating and telling her how to do this. Let's best believe if I was here coming in as a Funkadactyl, we wouldn't have this happening at all. And I mean,
she's saying this like the Funkadactyls wasn't broken up like 2013.
Yeah.
The Funkadactyls haven't been relevant since 2013. Since she left, there was Team Bad.
Yeah.
There was Naomi on her own.
Yeah.
There was Sasha Banks on her own. And then we got the reunion of Team Bad.
Nobody mentioned the Funkadactyls. Like,
and I'm gonna let her.
But this is where we're at. So it's unfortunate what happened, but I'm gonna say right here. Naomi, I've always been your girl. I've always stood by your side. Do you need a tag team partner to come help you out? Because I'm here. Because I got you.
She walked away.
Foolishness. We can make still a dream team happen. We can make history happen.
Who's dreaming?
And we ain't gotta do all this stuff. Just play the game, girl. I play the game with you. Let's go. Because at the end of the day, a job is a job, and people are gonna do what they want to do, and you cannot control that. So do you want to either let your money fall aside, or do you want to come and be a part of a group that has to do what they have to do and make shit happen? Period.
So you believe that Naomi?
Now I remember why I never liked her. Do I want to hear the rest of this? We're only 7 minutes in. It's 24 minutes. Do I even want to hear the rest of this?
I mean, dang.
She's talking about, I want to take Sasha out of it, but then at the same time threw her under the bus.
Yeah,
She was
like
manipulated into this. See, I don't know if she's been paying attention, but her cousin-in-law has stroke in the company. Her husband has stroke in the company. Sasha Banks, she's basically bulletproof. Let's be real. If WWE would be foolish to let her go. Naomi ain't going nowhere.
No.
And why would
And her
Naomi?
husband there, so
Let me
she
be
ain't
real
going
with you.
nowhere.
Why would Naomi downgrade herself to team up with a dead team that has been dead since 2013?
Like that's crazy.
That's
She there, her husband there, her
my
cousin is
question is
there.
this.
She ain't
No,
going
no,
nowhere.
no. Let's rewind this a little bit. She said she was manipulated. We're not gonna act like Naomi is not a grown ass woman.
Right.
This woman cannot be manipulated.
Manipulated.
You can suggest something,
Right.
but you don't know. This is what I'm saying. This is a lot of people talking from the outside. I'm not even listening to the rest of this fucking interview because it's stupid. But it's people listening. It's people giving their opinions from the outside in and not giving their full. They're not getting the full story. The reason why I don't jump down the throat because I don't. If you listen to, remember when it was a rumor going around that Sasha Banks and Bayley threw the title belts on the floor and started crying at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That was false.
Mm-hmm.
That was proven to be false. Sasha Banks said it was false.
Mm-hmm.
Bayley said it was false.
Mm-hmm.
They actually turned it into they turned it into like an inside joke, Sasha Banks and Bayley, when they was doing the golden role models gimmick over the pandemic. So before you try to assume that someone was manipulated, how about you get the full story and actually
Yeah, that's
pay
supposed to be
attention to
your
the product?
girl. Like you supposed to be like, if anything, if that's your girl, you should be like calling her up and be like, "Yo, you good?
Are
Like,
you good?
are
Like,
you
what's going
good?
on?
Do you want to talk about it? What's wrong? What's
Don't get on
going
no
on? If you're in,
podcast
don't
and
do
talking
that.
about like, hey, it's your girl. Like, you acting like Naomi
No,
gonna listen to this
bruh.
shit. Naomi probably
No,
discontinued her, like, probably turned her phone off to try to get
like
away from this.
if you her girl and you her ride or die and you her bestie, you need to be calling her directly.
Exactly. Like that.
No,
Man.
bruh.
That was 7 minutes into that interview. I'm like, I can't even watch the rest of it because it's stupid. It's stupid. But all in all, and then they even had Corey Graves on Raw talking about they was unprofessional. So it made it to the broadcast. They had Corey Graves of all people talking about they was unprofessional. I'm like,
Talk on Corey Graves.
Corey Graves. The one thing he want to do, he gonna tear down some black women if he wants to. And I ain't calling that man. I ain't calling that man racist. I don't know that man personally, and he don't know me personally. But it's like, bro, they could have left that. They could have left that in drafts.
Yeah, like
I'm pretty sure that was a Vince call because Vince is feeding them the ear. So Vince is probably pissed that they left. Hopefully they figure it out because I'm pretty sure they're not finna fire him. Because let's be completely honest with you. If they fire Sasha Banks,
the fans is gonna have a riot.
nah, we're gonna see the return of Mercedes
Oh yeah, exactly.
on the independent scene. Mercedes on the independent scene. I've seen some of her matches on the indies. Like I looked up, like
Yeah,
just out of
bruh.
curiosity, I looked it up. I'm like, oh, if WWE let her go and let her go crazy because she's been studying Japanese style, strong style, y'all,
Y'all in trouble.
and then in public, I think outside of select few appearances, she's going by her government name on the on her stuff. So her government name is actually made. But one thing I'm gonna do so we can move on from this topic. One thing I'm gonna need WWE do going forward is like keep that same energy with everybody else. If
Casey
someone else
Dorsey.
walks out, keep that same energy. I'm like if your Tony Storms walked out, if your Jeff Hardy's walked out mid match at a live event, TV show, whatever, I don't care. Keep that same energy. Don't Don't just single out these two because I don't care what anybody say. I don't care if you get offended, if hit dogs holler. When you feed into that annoying trope of a black angry woman, it's gonna open the floodgates of hell for their social media. Don't.
I'm like, y'all should learn that by now.
Out of every time that y'all try to keep shit private, y'all don't want to. Y'all trying to keep everything close to the chest. But the moment that the news got out that Sasha Banks and Naomi up and walked out, oh, y'all want to make it a big deal. Y'all want to turn it into a storyline. Y'all want to turn it into Stone Cold Steve Austin walking out in 2002 all over again. You see the difference between them and Stone Cold? They still cheer Stone Cold.
Yep.
You got these rednecks, neck beard people who, and I can say whatever I want because not and one of y'all can whoop me. So I'm gonna say whatever I want. But you got all these people trying to talk all this talk and talk down on these people, calling Naomi monkeys and all that shit on social media. I dare you to say that shit in my face. That's what I'm saying. Because my block and my mute button, it works. It works wonders.
Yes.
I don't care who you are. You can be.
Just
You can.
give
You
me
can. You can
the
have a.
MO. Like,
You can have a blue check mark. You can have one
I
follower.
don't
I
care.
block everybody the same. Everybody. It's an equal opportunity blocked. And it's an equal. And if you say some of that shit in my face around me, it's an equal opportunity to ask for because I'll slap you in your mouth like your mama should have did.
Man, the disrespect, man. It's like, dang, like, what is wrong with y'all? I answer that question, everything. Let me just say that. Everything.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Did you actually watch the show?
What, Raw?
Yeah.
See, I said that. What, Raw? I mean, I watched majority of it, but then I had to realize something. It's funny because I actually watched this on not Sunday. I actually did watch it Monday. And when I watched it, I was like, okay, wait a minute. Why am I watching the same episode today? Like, I watched this yesterday. Like, it was just so funny. I was like, man, I already done seen this already. I know who won, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we know
I
the
do
result.
kind of like the fact that Omos and Bobby Lashley like win against each other. That was okay. But I'm like, all right, you want him in a steel cage? Okay, cool.
That ending though did make Omos look kind of goofy.
Yeah.
When he slammed it through the cage and then Lashley just rolled over. I'm like, if this was 2003 with Kane and RVD, Eric Bischoff would have ran out and restarted the whole match. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you have the misfortune of being a longtime fan and you remember stuff, you got to learn how to turn that off because their logic is never continuing.
No, it's not. It's really not. Oh, and Cedric Alexander, like, that even tripped me out. I'm like,
he getting in people's business, and that's why he got his ass.
Yeah, like, I'm like, this man here, like, please go sit down. Then nobody, even when he came out there the first time and talked to MVP, and I was like, yo, like, why are you even out here?
You got to keep him on. Gotta keep him on TV. And also, speedy recovery to Shelton Benjamin. He's actually out injured. What? He actually put it on Twitter. Shelton's out injured. That's why he's not involved in this. I'm pretty sure he'd probably be involved in this in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, he's out injured. So he'll be out for a minute.
Okay. See, I ain't know that either. See,
he put it on Twitter. So, and when you follow a lot of wrestling accounts, they like these tweets. And even though I don't follow Shelton, I still see tweets. So, but Bobby Lashley again defeated Omos.
Yep.
He's 2-1.
I feel like they should let that go.
Yeah, they probably
should. Just go ahead and let that go.
But shout out to Omos, Top Dollar, all these people, because they actually put out a video. It was remaking what you call it? What is it? What is it? They was remaking Friday After Next. You remember that scene with shit. You remember that scene with Terry Crews and Craig and Day Day?
Yes.
They remade it.
You talking about like when they first made each other, like when he first got home from the pen and they was outside.
Yeah. They posted that video. I'm about to pull it up now because it was hilarious because it was Top Dollar, Omos, and Reggie.
Lord.
So I'm about to pull this up right now because this was hilarious. I ain't gonna cap. I bust out laughing. I'm gonna let y'all see right now. Credit to them.
Man. Got out last night?
I had a dream about that fool last night.
No. No, bro.
Others I wanted to see. What's up, OG, triple OG, OG, triple.
Look at Reggie's face.
I haven't seen y'all since y'all signed to the PC. Yeah, man, I was real green. I was real new. Rough now, though. I'm giving brother a hug. I'm about to go in.
Why he rubbing his dress like that?
Come on.
Dang.
Fred.
Come on, Freddie. Damn.
Oh, man.
Top Dollar is not a short dude.
No.
Oh, he's not even trying.
No.
He not even trying. Get your titty off the chair.
Man, I can't with them. Oh my gosh.
You had to be PG with it.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Now he probably do some strange to you.
Oh man, I was.
You.
He gonna do something strange to you. I'm gonna figure something out. I would have. He should have said, "Yo, I'm a free agent, so I ain't gotta see him. You do.
Right.
Y'all on the same show. I'm not. What you talking about?"
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh man, but yeah, that's why I'm like, when I said if that was the Omos that we was seeing, I would not be against it because he's hilarious outside the ring. Like let him be him. But they want to be they want him to be the slow, methodical, typical giant that got over in the 80s. It's
They
2000.
always try to do these giants like this. I'm like, man, let these men live. Like, let
Speaking
them
of
be
living,
themselves.
Speaking of living, you have Veer Mahan versus defeat Mustafa Ali. This is something. It's like this is the part where I kind of tuned out, so I don't have no thoughts on this. You got any thoughts on that?
No.
All right, moving on. Then we had Riddle defeat Jimmy Uso.
Oh,
You know,
speaking. Okay.
You saw that? Look,
Did
bro,
you
you
see
saw that
that
joke?
knee?
Nah, yeah, I saw the knee, but did you see that joke?
Yeah, I saw that too.
The joke where they was like, if Naomi, how's Jimmy gonna get home?
Man, like I was like, yo, y'all are
petty.
bogus.
Y'all are petty.
Y'all are real bogus for that.
It was kind of funny though.
It was. Like, as I tried to hold it in because I was like, y'all not gonna do this to me. You're not gonna make me laugh. Stop it. And while I was doing like this, like stop. Like you're not gonna do this to me.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah, especially like with the little knee situation that he did to the Tribal Chief. He left a bruise on his face.
You forgot that Riddle is legit a UFC fighter?
Oh no, I didn't forget.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
like, dang, like I ain't gonna lie though, cause okay, so I saw this picture that was on Twitter. I think Roman was like in New York at the time. He took a picture. He had his nice little suit on, looking spiffy and whatnot. And this one girl that like pointed out, like she's a fan too of Roman, just like me. And she was like, "Y'all don't see that? You know, they like y'all don't see that? Our boy got a bruise on his face." And I was like, "Wait a minute, am I tripping? Why I didn't see that before?" So I looked at it really hard, and I kind of like zoomed in a bit. And I was like, "Oh dang, like." Yo, this is intentional. Like I was like, oh yeah, like I won't be shocked if Riddle gets his tail whooped on Friday.
Yeah,
That's so disrespectful.
You know. So Riddle defeated Jimmy Uso. So SmackDown is either gonna be one or two things. It's gonna be RK Bro losing, or there's gonna be a DQ.
Yep.
One or the other. There's never anything else. Next up, you have AJ Styles and Finn Balor defeat Los Lotharios, who are also on SmackDown. So I'm guessing this entire week is like screw the brand split.
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
don't know.
I'm
So
ready. I want to see the draft already. Bump Money in the Bank. Like I ain't worrying about Money
that's
in the
all
Bank
the way in
right now.
October. So
I know, like
it's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a minute.
it's like, put out see the draft.
But honestly, the way that they was releasing people left and right, they might as well kill the brand split. Unify and just unify all the titles.
Yep, basically.
Yeah,
Dang, like
because it ain't that many
what is
people that
this
they
coming
showcase
to?
anyway. So it's like whatever. You got 3 hours that way. It'll help you. You got 3 hours of Raw to fill, and you got 2 hours of SmackDown to fill, and you ain't got and you can still keep Roman as a special attraction. You got to have him on both shows.
Right.
So basically, this is they recruited Liv Morgan. You know, they did the whole Too Sweet gimmick. I actually enjoy the Judgment Day versus AJ Styles and Finn, and you got Liv Morgan. So
like them.
I enjoy
Like,
this. I enjoy this trio. This
I
trios
actually do like
match.
them. It's really different, and it's like,
Intriguing.
I'm like, wonder what y'all gonna do next. That's what I like.
And then it's the point of the show where I kind of literally blacked out. Alexa Bliss defeated Sonya Deville in a rematch.
Oh yeah.
With that new theme song. I'm like, what in the Lacey
I
Evans
knew
is
that
this?
as soon as Adam Pearce was like, "Oh well, your contract is terminated." I was like, "Man, I wonder who she gonna go against." And they picked Alexa Bliss. I said, "Yeah, Alexa's finna win."
Yo, you know the fun thing is, you're talking about last week. This happened again this week.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I did watch it.
So that's what I'm like, you literally.
My bad. No. It's like I knew she was gonna win
that's-
again, so I'm just like, ain't no point.
No, that's the funny thing. It's a whole bunch of free matches that you get
Yeah.
them mixed up. You be like, oh
I'm
wait, that was
sorry.
last
Like
week.
that was last week. Like, wait a minute. My bad. But yeah, like I knew she was gonna win yet again. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, like just let this go.
Yeah, she won, blah, blah, blah. And you know, they building the storyline with Sonya Deville. I guess she got to get used to not being in power. So she slapped the referee after the match. And the way that man sold that slap, I'm like, bro, you a bitch. I would have slapped that and no sold it like Undertaker did to Stephanie McMahon that one time. Then we had Ezekiel defeat Chad Gable. See, Alpha Academy, not Alpha Academy. Is it Alpha Academy? Alpha Academy.
It's Alpha Academy.
I'm about to say American Alpha, but Alpha Academy and Kevin Owens, I love this storyline.
Yeah,
because Kevin Owens is great.
Yeah,
He's like, bro, this is Elias. What you talking about, Ezekiel? He's like, you're dumb.
I'm like, y'all don't know that.
And then in the main event, you had Asuka defeat Becky Lynch with the Green Mist to earn the opportunity for the Raw Women's title. Do you think they're going to convert it into a triple threat on Raw?
Maybe.
Because you know Becky gonna probably complain.
Yep. Yeah.
Because of the whole Green Mist thing.
I'm just waiting on it. I know it's gonna happen.
Did you watch NXT 2.0 this week?
Half of it.
You didn't really miss much. It started off with a banger. Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams lost to Solo Sikoa and Cameron Grimes.
Cameron
Grimes. They're teasing Solo getting the winner of the Grimes and Hayes match they're facing off at NXT I'm about to say Takeover, NXT in your house, and then they're going to face Solo in the future. Cool. And then they continue the women's breakout tournament. What did you think? What are your thoughts on this whole women's breakout tournament from a woman's point of view?
Well, number one, I do like it. I do like seeing I like seeing new faces. That's what I love to see anyway. I feel like it's some stuff that I want to say it could have been more exciting, but at the same time, I do like it, like for real, because it's like, okay, like let me see some new people, like go ahead and battle out, for crying out loud. Like it's not gonna like make me like deter away from the TV, because at first I was like watching it for a little bit and I was like, okay, let me like this ain't gonna hit me, and then I came back and I was like, you know what, this is not actually that bad. I'll keep watching it just to see who gonna
Right.
win at least.
To get your point on my thoughts on what you say you expect it to be better. You also got to keep in mind a lot of these women are new, like
Right.
they're fresh, like
Yeah, you're right. They
you're
just fresh.
used to
They
you're
just
used
came
to the
into
old
NXT.
you're used to black and gold NXT where they got some indie wrestlers who actually knew how to script a match on their own, and they got free reign. Whereas now NXT 2.0 is completely gutted from indies. I think the only person I know that's probably been on the indies is Carmelo Hayes, Solo Sikoa, and Cameron Grimes. Those are the only three that I know that's left that's been on the indies. So if they haven't scratched them completely, they're limited. Oh, and also Roderick Strong
Yeah,
and
my bad. I forgot
Wesley.
about him. I forgot.
I did. Everybody did. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's very limited. They're trying to balance it out. They're trying to get new faces, get new opportunities, and all that good stuff. So hey,
I'm
hopefully,
all for it.
I'm all for it. Lash Legend defeated Tatum Paxley in the women's breakout tournament opening round match. Then you had Roxanne, I believe that's her name. Roxy. Was it
Yeah,
Roxy?
I
Yeah.
think it's Roxy.
Roxanne Perez
Roxanne or
defeat
Roxy.
Kiana James in the women's breakout tournament opening round match. So it's going to be Lash versus Roxanne on one side, and I believe it's going to be Nikita Lyons versus another individual. It's slipping my brain, but we're already at the quarterfinals, or the semifinals. So the winner of this match, the winner of this tournament is going to get a shot at a championship of their choosing. It could be the NXT Women's Championship or the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships with a partner they're choosing. Blah blah blah. Then we get this. This is the part where I kind of blacked out completely because they're still continuing the Braun Breaker and Joe Gacy feud, and Joe Gacy sucks. I'm sorry. He bores me.
Yeah.
He bores me to tears.
All right. Can we move on now?
That's why I said the
Like,
entire
'cause
time.
I was just like, can we move on?
Let's move on. Let's move on. This was me literally watching everything that Joe Gacy was talking about. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I was watching the movie the other day too.
I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Well, basically, they're building. Is at NXT in your house is going to be Breaker versus Gacy, and if Breaker, I guess if he loses his temper, get disqualified, he loses the title. I hope that Breaker wins, and let's just move on from this feud because I don't care. Then we got a banger of a tag team match, the Viking Raiders versus the Creed brothers. And it was just 4 individuals just slapping each other.
Yeah, like
It's just a hoss fight.
like, yep, that's all I saw. I was like, come on.
This is a hoss fight. And then obviously Strong tried to get involved, but one of the Creeds, I believe it was Julius Creed, said, nah, get out of here. And obviously he turned it to a spinning back kick into a double power bomb by the Raiders to pick up the win, to suffer the pinfall. So
the German suplex.
it's they're teasing a breakup of Diamond Mine, so that's all we can do about it. Joe is a Wish version of Bray Wyatt. Man, I put out a tweet.
Wow.
I put out a tweet replying to the Public Enemy podcast, and I said Joe Gacy. I mean, Bray Wyatt is cinema. Joe Gacy is straight to Disney Plus. That's how boring he is.
Yeah.
And then some clown tried to say, well, at least one of them is employed. I said, you acting like that's a compliment.
Right.
Joe Gacy sucks.
Like, do you hear yourself?
Like, y'all, please get off WWE's dick. Please. Y'all some dick riders for real. Get off these people's dick, man.
Like,
Man.
oh God, I can't.
Grayson Waller defeat Andre Chase. So they're continuing, I guess, the feud from last week where it was a mixed tag. I wouldn't mind what's her name? Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton.
If she didn't sound like she was reading a script from White Chicks. Her dialogue and her like delivery is cringe. And not in an annoying way.
Yeah.
Not in an annoying way to where you like, oh, I want to see her get her ass. Well, it's an annoying way. Like, I'm just going to ignore this entire segment until it's over.
Yeah,
Or
like,
completely skip it when I watch it on demand. That's how bad she is to me.
like, yeah, you gotta work on that, friend.
She looks like Trish Stratus. That's what
She
they're going
does.
for. That's what they're going for. But when she talks, I remember that it's not Trish Stratus.
Yeah, like completely threw me off guard.
Like, Daddy, I'm like,
yeah, like, no, don't do that.
No,
Like,
please don't do that, man.
It's scaring me.
You're throwing me off. It sounds like when you
Scaring
close your
me.
eyes, you think you're talking to a child. And speaking of child, apparently they hired a high schooler. One of the newest women wrestlers is literally is graduating from high school next week.
What?
Yeah. They had a whole promo about her debuting or coming soon or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God. Is NXT superstars getting younger?
Though?
I'm like, are y'all getting younger? I'm about to say if they try to sexualize this kid, I'm turning it off because that's where I draw the line. I do not fantasize or want to look at kids in any type of way because they're all about the looks now. It ain't about just the wrestling. It's like about the looks. I'm like, I'm not about to look at a high schooler. What are you talking about?
Right, but that's what threw me. Like, that's another thing too. I was like, when y'all do that?
She's graduating next week, but it's like, okay, now she's finna be in college, but still, she's practically 18.
Practically 18, and y'all just
I don't know. I'm like, this is
dang,
different.
where was this back then?
I'm like, this is new,
Right?
and not in a good way, because I'm like,
yeah, like it's like, yeah, this ain't right.
I don't know.
Let that girl be 18. Let her graduate. Let her go.
Well, she gonna do both. They're gonna let her take her classes and she's gonna train at the same time. She's basically gonna go to school in Orlando.
Oh,
I'm like, good luck with that.
Right,
next up we get Wesley versus Nathan Frazier. It ends in a no contest because Von Wagner interfered. I guess because he got this woman. I think her name is Sophia Cromwell. Whatever name they gave her. She's basically a model.
Mm-hmm.
And every time someone looks at her, Von Wagner interferes in the match. That's basically the MO now. I'm guessing they're unofficially an on-air duo. I'm guessing they're trying to recreate Rusev and Lana.
Mm-hmm.
But not in a good way because it's
Von
Wagner. Von Wagner bores me. Can't wait to see what they do with Gable Steveson. He's basically going to be the Black Kurt Angle. Or he's basically going to be Jason Jordan. Before he got injured.
Yep.
And then in the main event, he had Santos Escobar defeat Tony D'Angelo.
Escobar.
We're getting a mob war on NXT. It was a mob war. So, yep. While the referee attempted to get control of the situation because it was like a brawl at ringside, Escobar donned a pair of brass knuckles and knocked out D'Angelo for the 1, 2, 3. So they're going to continue this. I won't be surprised if they run it back in your house.
Uh-huh.
And that was NXT. It wasn't really like it was NXT. Like people ask me, people on Discord be asking me, how do y'all watch this? Lots of drugs.
Oh gosh. It's like I have to try not to. It's like I try not to go in and out like constantly. But then it's like if you catch my eye, then I might stick around. I might.
Right.
Just you gotta intrigue me a little bit, but I like you mentioned before, I do have to keep in mind that some of these people are new, so it's like okay, like let me just give you a shot. Let me see.
And then at the same time, you also got to keep in the back of your brain they might be released.
Yeah.
So I try not to get too invested. That's why I watch it because it's just it's something for me to watch on TV on Tuesdays, and it keeps me informed in modern wrestling. Like I don't want to be too out of the loop, but if it bores me, I'll just because the way I got
Yeah.
it set up is if I can't make it all the way, because I'm the reason why I sped past those last two matches is because I fell asleep halfway through the show, and I didn't bother to watch it back.
I'm like, all right. It
That's what I'm
is
saying.
what
It's
it
NXT
is.
2.0. It's like I don't know who they're gearing for as far as like their demographic, but they're gearing for somebody, and it ain't me. Before we move on to AEW and before we get up out of here, we're gonna let you guys know about Hell in a Cell. That's June 5th. You got Seth freaking Rollins versus Cody Rhodes inside Hell in a Cell, the final of their trilogy, hopefully. You have Asuka versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. I believe those are the only two matches confirmed as of now. Who knows what they're going to confirm on SmackDown, if they confirm anything on SmackDown. But hopefully they stick. I am ready for them to eventually get rid of the gimmick pay-per-views and make these gimmicks special again. They can keep
Yeah, that
money.
would
They
be
can keep
nice.
money in the bank. They can keep money in the bank because it's a big deal. But like Hell in the Cell, Extreme Rules, Elimination Chamber. I don't even think they do Elimination
Yeah,
Chamber no
only
more.
thing that's what I'm saying.
But
Like
yeah,
I don't even
Elimination
think they
Chamber,
do
like
them.
all these gimmicks, make them a special attraction. Like have Elimination Chamber at Survivor Series or something. At least that'll flip it up. But and obviously when Hell in a Cell happens, we may review it, we may not. It depends on if we watch it. We'll know as we get closer to the event. Moving on to AEW Dynamite. Did you catch any of this?
I caught a little bit, like the wild card and stuff like that, and CM Punk and there's another person I caught. Britt Baker, DMD.
Yep.
Yeah, I caught that too. But other than that, I didn't really catch the rest of it for AEW because I was at work at the
Yeah.
same time. So I was like, oh dang, like I gotta sneak. But even that didn't work out so well because one minute I had my phone out and then the next minute it was like, okay, go over here and set these cables up. I was like, dang.
When
Like,
it was funny because when AEW was going down, I was just getting off work because I was supposed to get off at 10, but I had knocked out my room. I said I'm not finna stay here until 10. I'm gonna go. They tried to get me to stay, but I was like, y'all not about to get me to stay. I'm moving on. So we started off with the Owen Hart Foundations for the Foundation Men's Tournament quarterfinal matches. Ring of Honor World Television Champion Samoa Joe versus the Joker card, and the Joker was John Morrison, Elite, Mundo, Nitro, Impact, Johnny Elite. This man is literally. I'm pretty sure
yeah, he done
Wikipedia.
went on eight. Yeah, he done
No,
went. He look happy
I'm
tail.
I'm pretty sure
Johnny
Wikipedia.
Elite.
I'm pretty sure Wikipedia is sick and tired of this man's name getting edited because this man has 1 million names under his Wikipedia that he went by.
He do.
John Hennigan,
John Henry. Let's just his
John
real
Morrison,
name. John
Johnny
Morrison.
Nitro,
Yep.
Johnny Impact, John Mundo, John Morrison, back to now to Johnny Elite. And I think it was like 2 more for when he went to AAA. I think it was like Johnny something, L something. This man got so many names. And you know what his name was? Tonight, Loser. He lost. And people thought they was like, how do you sign someone and they lose? Well, newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, he did not get the Johnny Elite is all elite graphic, so he's not signed. So he was used to put over Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't mad at this. Some people, Twitter got themselves hyped up because they thought it was Johnny Gargano, but I wasn't dumb enough to get my hopes up.
Mm-hmm.
But when it was when they said Johnny Elite, you can see it on my Twitter. My initial reaction was like, meh. But then when I saw the match, I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. Obviously, after the match, Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh blindsided Samoa Joe with a steel pipe. And then the best friends, Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero, and Chuck Taylor ran down to even up the odds with steel chairs. So basically, they're targeting the arm, so they're going to make Joe weak. So he may lose in the next round because of the injury. He may not. We'll see. So because the winner of the Ray Phoenix and Kyle O'Reilly match faced Samoa Joe. So then backstage, the Hardys were interrupted by the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks still look out of their goddamn mind with whatever Nick Jackson be wearing. He is a menace to society with his attire.
He is for real. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you pointed that out. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, this man is a menace.
I'm
What
like,
do you?
yo, what?
I'm like, what do y'all be wearing? So they basically further teasing the Young Bucks versus the Hardys in the future. Then we get AEW World Heavyweight Champion Hangman Adam Page versus
How you say that word?
Kanosuke. Okay, let's not butcher his man's name. I want to be respectful. Takashita. Let's just say Takashita.
I'm gonna just say KT. That's what I'm gonna say.
KT.
I'm gonna call him KT because.
But I'm gonna need people. I'm gonna need people to show me some footage of this man. Like I'm not familiar with him at all. And when I put out something like, can somebody catch me up to speed? Because I don't know who this man is, but he's good. He's brilliant.
Yeah, he's really good. He's good.
Obviously, we can't speed past
so far.
CM Punk came. We can't speed past CM Punk came out with
of course not.
With a pro shirt. He was a pro. What was it? What was the shirt? What was
it's in and they was like what in Texas?
In Texas of all places.
It said that
because one thing CM
about abortion rights.
One thing CM Punk's gonna do is call Texas out on their bullshit.
Y'all, I'm hot. Don't judge me. It's hot.
I respect it. I respect that, man. I respect that. Okay, so abortion rights are human rights. Take that, Texas, you bitch. CM Punk is, as the kids say, based.
Yep.
He's based.
I said, whoa, like y'all know, but y'all know how CM Punk is. CM Punk just be pulling bold moves. Like if y'all ever seen his
the reason why he do that, because ain't nobody gonna check him.
Exactly.
Who gonna check him?
Who gonna check him? Ain't nobody gonna check CM Punk.
But this was a banger of a match. If you guys haven't checked it out, Hangman Adam Page versus KT Takashita.
Yeah.
So basically, the ending came where Page set him up on top rope. Page climbed up, but Takashita clotheslined him off the top. But Page landed on his feet. Page used the buckshot lariat and then hit the GTS to go to sleep to send a message to CM Punk after Punk used the buckshot lariat last week to pick up the win against John Silver. So CM Punk said, I got him where he wants him. So he basically like, I'm in his head. And after the match, CM Punk and Hangman Page had a stare down on the ramp. Neither man is afraid of the other, says Tony Schiavone. And has CM Punk gotten under the skin of the AEW World's Heavyweight Champion? So I'm interested in this match. I want to see like CM Punk, the beauty behind AEW, they don't mind their baby faces tipping into that heel role. I can see CM Punk tipping into that heel role during this match. Then we get Limitless, Keith Lee, and Swerve Strickland, Swerve in Our Glory, defeating the workhorsemen of JD Drake and Anthony Henry. I like this match. It showcased two powerful dudes in the ring.
Did like this for sure.
It was well balanced.
I did catch this one too. I said, "Oh yes."
It was well balanced. It wasn't all over the place.
Put our black man in the ring. I love it.
So basically, Keith Lee tagged in and used a body press on Drake. Lee pounced Henry. Then Keith Lee pinned Anthony Henry after the combo move called Fall from Glory, where it's Swerve hitting the dumble stomp as Keith Lee hits the Spirit Bomb. Keith Lee grabbed the microphone after the match. He said, "Texas," in his Yoda voice. "Texas, my state. I have some wonderful news. It turns out with that victory, the realist Swerve Strickland and yours
love
truly have now become a top 5 ranked tag team in
I love it.
AEW. And with that news, I do believe we shall." Then you hear FTW champion Ricky Starks, absolute Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. They interrupted Keith Lee. "The fact that you two think you deserve a shot at the AEW World Tag Team Championships with me and Hobbs standing right here is insane." And then Swerve called Ricky. He said, "You stand there like a bar of soap." And I bust out laughing. Man, this whole segment between Ricky and Keith and Swerve and Hobbs was icy.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then the tag team champions walked out and just killed all my buzz. Yeah, you had Christian Cage and the Jurassic Park boys of Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Lucha Dinosaur. You had Christian Cage saying, "Ricky, you need to learn when to shut the hell up." No, you need to shut the hell up, Christian. "You're both worthy tag teams, but you're not the best. We are the best. And as the best, we're used to being challenged. But we're going to challenge both of you to a 3-way for the World Tag Team Championships at Double or Nothing." I'm going to tell you this right now. Jurassic Express is the number 5 best tag team. No, number 6 best tag team. And they are not 1 through 6. They're like 12. They're at the bottom. I'm ready for those titles to get moved to other people. I'm sorry. I'm over them. Then he said, "I would like Jungle Boy to get his win back over Ricky Starks and the man that caused him the match." And so I'm saying they want Ricky Starks versus Jungle Boy versus Swerve Strickland next Wednesday on Dynamite. Cool. Then it's time for Wardlow to honor his contract stipulations. If Wardlow can meet
10 lashes.
If Wardlow can meet the stipulation sanctions set by MJF, Wardlow will finally get his chance to wrestle MJF at Double or Nothing. If that was the case, you probably shouldn't announce the match. So we already know that the match is happening regardless. So whatever. And then obviously Wardlow came out, and then MJF came out. And when they started whooping this man, Wardlow was not phased.
No.
And I bust
not
out.
one bit.
I bust out laughing. I bust out
like,
laughing.
y'all are funny.
He said, MJF, he got some. MJF got something. He said, "I hate you. I know it hurts. I hate you."
Like, come on, bro.
That man didn't even flinch. I'm like, he had welts on his back. He did not even flinch. So obviously MJF did the heel thing. He kicked him in the dick and began whipping him. MJF put on his Dynamite diamond ring and then punched Wardlow in the forehead as Shawn Spears held Wardlow back, and then Shawn Spears planted Wardlow with the C4 Death Valley Driver, and then MJF counted to 3 as Spears covered Wardlow. So you ain't seeing the pay-per-view, boy, as MJF shouted. At least that wasn't a black man when he said boy. That's all I'm saying. So we're getting a steel cage match next week between Shawn Spears and Wardlow. You know Wardlow's winning. So then we get the Owen Hart quarterfinal men's tournament. It's Ray Phoenix versus Kyle O'Reilly, and Kyle O'Reilly actually got the win, which kind of surprised me a little bit. But it was a solid match. I actually enjoyed it when I was still awake because I was kind of half asleep.
O'Reilly. Sorry.
And then goofy. And then we got the face-to-face confrontation between Chris Jericho and the Appreciation Society
Regal
versus William Regal of the Blackpool Combat Club. So what did you think about this segment? Be honest.
It was longer.
It was long
than what it needed to be.
Yeah, I can see that. It felt like when William Regal started talking, I didn't know where he was going. I'm like, where are you going with this? But then it's William Regal, so I can't really brush him off. I like to listen to William Regal talk. So it's like, because he said, "Chris, since 1997, when I first met you, I've had to listen to your whiny So please be quiet. You may be right, and you hit a few truths there about my past. And he went on and basically said he stuck Chris Jericho's toothbrush up his ass. Did he just imply that Chris Jericho and I guess Daniel Garcia brushed their teeth with his shit?
Hey, who knows?
What?
Who knows?
So they basically set up. Oh, so Jericho said, "You obviously want to fight, double or nothing. You want to fight? We challenge you to the third ever Stadium Stampede." And Moxley said, "No, no, 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 no. I'm not doing that shit." And the way he said it, I think it's been a minute since I let out a laugh that hard. Cause that man, the way he said, "Nah, nah, 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 I ain't doing that shit."
Yeah, he's funny.
He said, "This situation calls for you to get your ass kicked live and in living color in front of an arena of screaming fans. You five against five of us in gang warfare. You call it whatever you want. You can call it pro wrestling versus sports entertainment, the sport we love versus a bunch of stupid bullshit." And then Jericho said, "All right, you want anarchy? You got it. We are a well-oiled machine." And Ken said, "I don't want to wait till the pay-per-view. Get in the ring and fight." Jericho said, "Forget it," and they walked away. So they're basically teasing that the baby faces can't get along because Blackpool Combat Club don't really
Like
oh,
they would like Kingston and Danielson, they got into a little shoving match. So it's like they
yeah,
still got some beef they gotta squash.
they don't like each other. I like this little callback that they didn't ignore that they had beef in the past. So I like stuff like that. And then obviously in the co-main event of the evening, it was the
Britt
Owen Hart Foundation Women's
Baker.
Tournament quarterfinal match. It was Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus the Joker card, which was revealed to be Maki Ito. What did you think about Maki Ito in this situation? Do you understand her gimmick?
A little bit. Little bit. I actually think she's cool. In a way.
I smiled when she popped up, but I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was like, I kind of as soon as she walked out, I'm like, yep, Britt is definitely
Yeah, like that's what got
winning.
me to. Yeah, I was like, yeah, Britt gonna win.
I'm,
Like when she did that, I was like, ah, dang.
I'm like, oh, yep, she's losing, and that made it predictable. And I kind of hate when shit is predictable, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So obviously Britt Baker won, of course, and it's going to be Britt Baker versus Tony Storm in the next round. Then we get in the ring. We actually get 3 women's segments in one show. It threw me off. Or
Yeah.
4. Or 4. Because you had the backstage interview with Chris Statlander and Red Velvet, who still sucks with her delivery. I don't know what it is. Whenever she talks, I get bored.
She probably nervous.
I don't know what it is. I get it. I understand. Some
She's
people
probably nervous.
you get
Like,
nervous,
she
but
gotta be.
I'm like, but when she talk, I'm like, oh my God, can you make it seem like you're not reading
She is
dialogue?
nervous.
Because she makes it seem like she's reading dialogue and not really talking from the heart. So
But
obviously
yeah,
Tony,
like you guys just that. But you did mention that it's completely off. I was like, dang, I didn't know they was gonna come out here. Like I didn't know they gonna do this too.
yeah, because we got Tony Schiavone in the ring and he was interrupted by Serena Deeb. What did you think about this promo?
Honestly,
You blacked out.
did watch it. Yeah, I did black out. I watched it because Jeff Hardy, but I did black out.
You blacked out during that promo?
Yeah.
Listen, okay, I'm gonna read you what she said. She said, "I'm so sick of hearing you talk, Tony. I heard what you said last week. You said that I couldn't beat Thunder Rosa at Double or Nothing. Congratulations, Tony. After all your years in the business, in one short interview, you made yourself a complete idiot." Speaking of idiots, there were other people who had a lot to say last week. Dustin Rhodes, I invite you to come to the ring. Dustin Rhodes obviously comes out. Just the man I've been waiting for. I heard what you said last week, Dustin, and you're just as much of an idiot as Schiavone. I respect you, Dustin, but you are Thunder Rosa's coach. Dustin, you know my trials and tribulations. Why did you say I couldn't beat Thunder Rosa? You don't have the balls to answer me. And when I beat Thunder Rosa and become the AEW Women's World Champion, you will respect me. Listen, Serena Deeb, what she said, I believe her. But giving her a live mic was not it. Her tone and her delivery fits in the menacing presence of a pre-tape backstage segment where there's multiple takes. There could be multiple. It's like, I don't know if it was nerves. I don't know what it was, because it felt off to where I just said, where is this going? And did it really need to include Dustin? Did it? Like, you have all those questions. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, did it really need to, like, you could have just, and then she attacked Thunder Rosa with the title belt that Thunder Rosa saw her pick up. So I'm like, the whole segment was just awkward.
Shade.
And then so they basically, that was used to further set up the women's. The build hasn't been my cup of tea, but I'm pretty sure the match is going to slap at the pay-per-view. So then obviously in the main event, you got the Owen Hart Men's Foundation.
Adam
The
Cole,
Foundation
Jeff
Men's.
Hardy.
Yep. So Adam Cole versus Jeff Hardy, and Adam Cole actually assaulted Jeff Hardy from behind during the entrance. So I was like, oh, Adam Cole's winning.
I was like, dang, dude, like, come on, Jeff, pay
And
attention.
then Jeff Hardy jumped. Well, he couldn't because he was doing his entrance. Jeff Hardy jumped off the ring apron and collided into Adam. So basically, it was a back and forth. And then they actually did a moment. I think it was a whisper in the wind into a super kick by Adam Cole. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure Jeff Hardy's body is like, man, sit the fuck down. Because it looked brutal and awkward at the same time. I'm like, ooh.
Like, why are you still getting up?
So Jeff Hardy jumped off the top rope, but Cole rocked Hardy with a thrust kick. That's what I was talking about, the wrist in the ring. Adam Cole dropped the knee pad and tried to lower the boom, but Jeff Hardy countered with a stunner. It was basically the twist of fate stunner that he be, but I guess they're just gonna call it the stunner now. Jeff Hardy climbed to the top rope and attempted the Swanton bomb, but Adam Cole dodged it. Adam Cole then lowered the boom, which was the last shot in WWE for those who don't know, and nailed Jeff Hardy with the knee strike. And Adam Cole covered Jeff Hardy and scored the pin, which I was like, oh, okay. We're getting Adam Cole versus the winner of Kyle O'Reilly and Samoa Joe. That's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if they put Joe over. I wouldn't be.
If
Then
they put the other guy in, I'm gonna be like, look interesting, a little bit.
Then we get Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy confronted Cole, but then the Bucks got in the ring, and as the Bucks distracted the Hardys, Cole blindsided Jeff and Hardy and Matt. And then Sting and Darby Allin. Well, scratch this. Darby Allin ran down. Sting took his time. He was just like, all right,
I'm not running.
To even up the odds. But then Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish sprint down. And then Sting bumped Kyle O'Reilly with a steel chair. He literally said, boom. Because he tried to hit him with a chair and he no-sold it. But obviously, the Young Bucks super kick Sting, and the Undisputed Elite ganged up on Sting, smashing his leg in between the chair. And it was, oh my God, we're out of time. So the whole chaos just ended the show. What did you think about Dynamite? From what you saw,
I did like Dynamite. I did like it.
I
liked it.
I like it. I agree. I liked it too. I wasn't against it.
I'm actually slick ready for Dark Side of the Ring to come back.
Oh yeah, there is a new season. It was a rumor that it was canceled, but they was like, despite what they say, we're coming back.
That would be, yeah, like, I'm just like, okay, I need to know when it's gonna be released
so we can
watch it
and talk about it
and see who's next.
Hopefully, if they try to pick Sunny, they're gonna need a whole season just for her alone.
Definitely.
Well, she's in jail now. Thank God, she killed the dude. So fuck all that.
Wow. Oh, dang. Okay. See, yeah, you need to go ahead and do that. Like, see, we already trying to talk about it already. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Go ahead. Stop playing. Come on.
Acknowledge me.
All right, this is the part of the podcast where Suela is back, so we might as well bring back that segment. Chop it up with the Bandit. You got any 3 trending topics you want to talk about before we wrap up out of here?
All right, so if y'all love music, which I do, I don't know about any of y'all, but
Kendrick.
yes, I was just gonna do that. Yes. Oh, and I also got a chance to listen to y'all. I'm not gonna lie, I love Schoolboy Q, so I heard like Soccer Dad so many times. I'm waiting for him to go ahead and put out another album. But anyway, yes, if y'all have not got a chance to listen to Kendrick's new album, it's in 2 volumes. Each volume got 9 tracks. So I guarantee you to go ahead, listen to that. It's called Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I actually like that album. I got a chance to hear the last 2 songs last night. So I am in full swing. I'm so happy.
I have a list of the ones that I actually, because what I do, I listen on Spotify. I try my best to when I remember to hit the heart button so I can know which ones I actually like, as opposed to the ones I was like, they're not bad, but I like those better. Die Hard.
Yes.
Rich Spirit.
Okay.
We Cry Together threw me off.
It didn't throw me off. I loved it.
No, it threw me off. I was like,
I caught it. Like I caught the hint. Like I want to say maybe a good 5 to like almost 10 minutes in. I was like, okay, now I understand what's going on here.
I was thrown off. No, I was thrown off because keep in mind I was listening to it at like 8 o'clock in the morning. So
well, dang.
it threw me off. I'm like, whoa, what? What is going on?
Like, wait a minute. Are y'all screaming at each other?
And then at the end they said, yeah, let's go fuck. I'm like, huh?
Like, wait, hold on. Like,
wait a minute.
Wait.
Pause.
Yeah, like oh man, I was like,
but it was, after I had time to process, I was like, yeah, it was cool. And then I also like Purple Hearts.
Yes. Okay.
Then I went to the second disc. I like Count Me Out.
I
like Crown. I like Silent Hill, and then I like the Savior interlude that leads into the Savior.
Savior song.
Actually,
Okay.
yeah, I actually enjoyed it. I like Mr. Morale.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like the other those are the only ones I actually liked, and then everything else was like the whole album was dope to listen to.
Yeah.
Like I know it got everything it has mixed reviews, but I'm leaning more towards the positive on my point.
Yeah, like I loved it. Plus, like I'm like a big fan of Kendrick anyway. As y'all, if y'all don't see that poster back there, you
can't. I'm a casual.
You see that?
I'm a casual, and I actually enjoyed it. So this is you got a fan and a casual's point of view, and I actually enjoyed it. So
yeah, like from the whole entire cadence to just the flow and the storytelling alone. Like I've been a fan of Kendrick ever since before he even did OD. If y'all don't know what OD is, that's overly dedicated. So yeah, like I really I'm just like, man, like thank you. And you know what's crazy? They say, I think I don't know if the rumor is true or not, but they did say like Kendrick already had like 500 songs that he done like wrote, read, and just ready to go. He just ain't released them yet. So it's like, dude, like
that's everybody.
What?
That's a true artist. Like
I
have
500. Like I ain't nowhere near 500. I'm not even near 100. Like my God. Like
I have 50
that
scripts.
writer's block is ugly to me.
I have 50 scripts that I have 50 scripts that I wrote, and I don't plan on releasing none of them because I personally didn't enjoy it. It's like that's the creative in you, but it's like I didn't personally enjoy it, but I'm also leaving it open to where if I want to bring it in the future, I'll do it.
Okay.
So that's an artist. That's just a true artist. If you don't have, I tell people all the time, if you don't have rough drafts, you're not a true artist.
Yeah, that's true. Very, very true. Very true.
What's next for us?
But he is going on tour too, so he'll be coming down here like in July. I think July 30th he'll be in Atlanta, State Farm Arena. Tiana Taylor's touring this year too. There's some other stuff too going on. Did I? Gosh, I'm by that writer's block yet again. I did get a chance to catch up on Halo, which is a great show. I like it so far.
All right. I think they just released a season finale, so that should be out soon.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting on that, and I'm still catching up on 911 Resident. If y'all like drama and medical TV shows and stuff like that's pretty great too.
Also, this is fine. Oh, this is final. Riverdale has finally been canceled.
And
After
this Stranger Things already out. I'm not sure.
it comes out next week.
Okay, I will be tuning into that. If anybody ain't seen Van Helsing, check that out too. Like that's a pretty good show. I've already decided to catch myself up in the new season 5. So, yeah, like
All right. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but yo,
Nah.
it's been a chill episode of the Gersh Unleashed podcast. If you guys are new around here, make sure you hit that. Make sure you hit all the links that you can possibly. You can support the podcast over on Patreon, patreon.com/GreshDigital. You can follow us on Instagram at Gersh Unleashed, where I pretty much post random memes. I'm trying to get more into it, so you'll see me post random memes like I did with Stain bunking the hell out of Kyle O'Reilly. I posted that just because I was like, shit for shits and giggles. You can also follow us on Facebook as well as Twitch, all at Gresh Unleashed, as well as follow us on Twitter at Gresh Unleashed. You can also follow both of us respectfully. You can follow me on all my links, solo.to/Gresh, while you also subscribe to this YouTube channel. And you can also hit her up at Swella the Bandit 3 on Twitter. And what was your IG again?
I had decided to change my IG because apparently at one point it got hacked, but I ended up getting it back. Thank God.
Oh.
So it got changed, so I decided to change the username and all that stuff. So it's Rebel Bandit 45 with the underscore. If y'all thinking it's spelled REBEL, that's not the case. It's RIBELLE and then Bandit and then 45 and the underscore line.
Yep, and if you follow the Grush Unleashed podcast, she's more likely on Twitter, on Instagram. She's more likely tagged in everything that is uploaded. With that being said, we'll more likely be back here next Thursday, same time, same place, same BS as always. And if you have not already figured out what it is, we are the outcast of society that also incast. It's a weird dynamic, but we here and we do what we don't want and when we want it. And there's nothing anybody can do because I can guarantee you none of y'all can whoop us. So with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets. Make sure you choose wisdom and guidance whatever you go through in life. And remember to always do those 3 things that I've always been saying. That is eat, sleep, flex and repeat. We out. Be breezy.
Bye, y'all.